Okay. Okay, so hi, today I'll be doing my space exploration exhibition PIP5 ISA from 2020 to 2021 PowerPoint presentation. So a little bit about me. My name is Daniel. I'm a student from PIP 5B. I chose space exploration as my topic because I've always been interested in movies that happen in space. My presentation main points, my POI, my findings, research, my survey, my interview, my essay, my model, my action, and reflection. POI, transdisciplinary team. How the world works is my theme. Central idea, space exploration provides us with knowledge and resources. My lines of inquiry are, what can we do to better space exploration that will fall in responsibility? And how can space help us with new resources? That falls into function. And space exploration, the final frontier, is like a new chapter that I have. The inspiration behind the study. I chose space exploration as my topic because I watched many movies about space. Many movies about space, and I also I'm really interested to know more about space. The Avatar movie. So I watched the Avatar movie some time ago, because I heard that it has something to do with space, natural resources that I'm also looking into. So humans have to go in a war, don't have to, but they choose to go in a war with these blue aliens for the natural resources because Earth has run out of all natural resources. Reading and researching about space. The book I read is about times when people went exploring space and all the historically important space discoveries that were made. They also tell us about the dates of space discoveries, such as the first time a spaceship was launched into space and the different space stations that were created in space. The book also talks about people who were and are involved. Space exploration, book I read, Russia's Cosmonauts. This book gave me a lot of inspiration to choose my topic. It is about Yuri Gagarin. He was the first person to go to space. So here is a picture of Yuri Gagarin. He is actually Russian. He is the first person who was launched to go to space. This is a picture of Vostok spacecraft in 1961. Picture of the last spacecraft from NASA launched in May 2020. And then this picture is shared with National Geographic. This mission was called Project Mercury and it was launched in 1958. This is our solar system. Here, the closest planet to the sun that you can see is Mercury. Then Venus is right next to it. Earth is between is between Mars and Venus, and then Jupiter is this big planet here in the middle, and Saturn is here. Uranus is this blue one, that's the second last. Neptune is this last one. Not all planets are there because some planets are also considered dwarf planets. So these are the main planets that I could find. So Richard Branson is the owner of business and he's one of the first private institutions to take interested in investing in space exploration. Then here's the space budget as a share of each country. So Russia has 0.25% of space exploration. That's basically 25%. USA comes in second place with 23%. France has 10%. Japan has 7%. China has 7%. India has 6%. So does Italy, that also has 6%. Belgium and Germany have 5%. Israel has 3%. This is a graph that you can see that 40 years ago, USA was investing a lot more than what they are investing now. So 1966 was when they invested the most in space exploration. Here you can see the numbers are just decreasing. In 1991, there was a little bit of an increase, but then the numbers are just coming down again. And then we have until 2011, and it's still just coming down. My goal for the exhibition is to raise awareness about the fact that we need more investments for space exploration and the benefits from it, the benefits that we have in space exploration and how it will affect our generation. And it's not just about having fun exploring space. It's also about exploring space, gaining knowledge and resources. So now continuing my PowerPoint. Yeah. And then my central idea, as I said before, space exploration provides us with knowledge and resources. I chose this central idea because intrigues people and because there's something new out there that needs to be discovered. These new discoveries can improve how we think and live in our societies. Next slide. My other POIs are thinking skills and application and metacognition. That also falls into thinking skills, so application and metacognition that falls into thinking skills. Key concepts, responsibility and function. My learner profiles are communicator and knowledgeable. I chose them because to communicate like I'm communicating now, I really have to have a certain knowledge that also falls into knowledgeable. So I have to communicate and I have to also know a lot about space. Why am I picking these? I'm picking these related concepts because we have to discover new parts of space and we also have to observe when exploring space. My findings. Yuri Gagarin was the first person to go to space, as I said there in my poster. And then the year NASA invested the most in space exploration was 1966, that I also said now. And then in total there are about 6 billion planets in our galaxy that are similar to Earth. By now we were only able to discover around 4% of space. My findings, second slide. A few benefits that we already have from space exploration according to NASA. In an attempt to quantify the benefits derived, I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to really pronounce that word. From space exploration, NASA calculated that 444,000 lives have been saved, 14,000 jobs have been created, $5 billion in revenue have been generated, and there has been 6.2 billion in cost reductions due to spin-off programs from NASA research. My findings. Third slide. NASA states that among the many spin-off technologies that have come out of space exploration program, there have been notable advancements in our field of health and medicine, transportation, public safety, consumer goods, energy and environment, information technology, and industrial productivity, solar panels, water purification systems, dietary formulas and supplements, material science innovations in global research and global search, and rescue systems are some of the ways in which these technologies have diffused into everyday life. Other benefits we have from exploring space is the satellite technology, communication satellites, weather satellites, International Space Station, Hubble Space Telescope, knowledge of space, biomedical research, culture and inspiration. This is my other finding slide is the innovation and exploration of the space age has served as an inspiration to humankind. In particular, the scientific and technological advancements stand as an inspiration to scientific community of students, teachers, and researchers worldwide. Moreover, space exploration has also inspired innovative training programs aimed at preschoolers such as the Future Astronauts Program. It is evident that by drawing in the wonder of space together with the knowledge and skills developed through space exploration into classrooms, children can be strongly motivated and empowered from a young age. I had two actions: email to a big company and poster around the school. This is my link to my poster that is right here. And next slide. Survey. First question in my survey was, will space exploration impact us? Most people said yes, definitely. Less people said no, not at all. Is space exploration important? Most people said definitely. Then some people also said yes, but not sure. Some people said somewhat important. Then a group of people also said no. No one said other because there was not an open question. Survey in second slide. This is another question that is, in your opinion, is space exploration overpriced or is it a fair price? Most people said extremely expensive, which personally I agree with them, and less people said it's okay. No one said it's a fair amount of money, which I also agree that no one said that because space exploration costs millions or billions of dollars. And then this second last question was an open question for people to answer. So I had to take some answers and then say yes, no, resources, exploring get my resources, no, other. So 1/4 of people said resources, which is correct. Explore space and get more resources, which is what I expect people to say because it's what we actually get. We explore space and get more resources. Explore space more was the people who said it most. Then other was also 1/4, which was people who were confused, people who just gave silly questions because it was open to various answers, and people who just said, I don't know, or no, or yes. Survey. This was also an open question, and then it was the last question that I had in my survey. All of them were in pie charts, and the question is, do you think space exploration can change the way we see space? Most people fortunately said yes. Unfortunately, some people said no. Interview. I had a chance to interview Maggie Northman. She is an aerospace engineer. The interview happened on May 2nd. Maggie answered my questions over phone messages. My first question was, why did you decide to be an aerospace engineer? I will not put any answers here because it will be death by PowerPoint. And then the second question was, how many years did you study? Her third question was, what is your main responsibility as an aerospace engineer? Have you worked with spacecrafts? What have you done? Do you think that higher investments would have an impact in space mission? How? Then my sixth question was, what is the most difficult part of a space mission for engineers? Would you like to become an astronaut? Why? What are some resources that you think our generation will discover in space? Ninth question was, do you believe that people in general can benefit from findings in space or just a few people will profit from it? 10th and last question was, how can you encourage young people to consider space exploration more than just fun? My essay. This is my 500 to 1000 word big write. Here is the link to my essay. Um, Then what I chose to do was an essay. Some people chose to do a form of a reflection or how they wanted to do. I chose to do mine as an essay so I can share people I can share my knowledge with people and then they know what I know and what are at least the basics that we have out there. My model. This is a model I made. It is a space and it took me about 1 week to make it. The next slide is a video. Just stop the presentation and then I'll activate the sound so then you can hear it. Here. Okay, now I will play the video. Hi, my name is Daniel. Today I'll be here presenting my PIP5 exhibition model. So, this is a spaceship. I tried to make it as a moon rocket. So, this has a little window because I wanted to get a little bit creative with my model. I didn't get any inspirations from my model. I just got it from my head. I was just creative. Um, Here is some fire of the rocket that it always makes some fire when it goes to the moon or the space or wherever it is going. Here I mixed red with orange. Here I used some cardboard and then I put some red paper onto it. I glued it onto it. I used 2 layers of white paper to make this part here because otherwise it will be too thin and then it will just crumble up or anything could happen to it basically. I used some hot glue to glue them together. Here I also use hot glue to glue this inside of this spaceship. The most challenging part for me was to make this pointy part because I had to use a rectangular size as like an A2 size paper just to make this part here. But then it took me a lot of time and hard work to make this part here. And one teacher also helped me to build this model. She helped me just to do this part here and also helped me a lot with this part. And yeah, this is my model. Thank you. Okay, so here is my model video, and I wanted to tell what I used to make my spaceship because I just wanted to basically not a tutorial, but just to tell people exactly what I used. I didn't just want to make a basic video and say I used cardboard. I wanted to tell all the resources. And next slide. Okay, my action, this is my goal. Exchange messages with big companies to convince them to invest in space exploration. Put posters around the school to make our school community aware of the issue, and hopefully they will share my findings with other people. update our community about the benefits every time something major happens. Yeah, then my next slide. This is a picture of me doing one of my actions. I was putting my posters up next to it, not in this picture, but now next to it I have a feedback paper which you can write on the paper, and then when I am available, I can just walk around the school. After school, I'm always checking the posters, and yeah. Then reflection is part of the process. Um, Self-management was 45%, because I used it the most in my exhibition learning process. I would say that the most challenging part of my exhibition was learning how to organize my work and to move forward, to the next step. Then learn to communicate the information found through my research was also a big part of my work. Sometimes we know something, but it's hard to explain. 36% research. The first challenges with research was to know how to ask good questions to get good information. Next slide is sources. These are all the sources I used. All people are anonymous. I used sources such as Wikipedia and also NASA, so there wasn't anyone that was specifically wanting to show their names, so they just said anonymous. Books, I read a book that was in Amazon that you can just look inside, and then you can page through it. It is about all the events that happened and the astronauts and all people who were involved in it. And then special thanks to Audrey, Brian, Bruce, Maura, Gertrudes, Maggie, Svetlana, and Victoria. I did it in an alphabetical order. And yes, now Q&A. If you have any questions, it is time to ask. Okay, so,
Hi, Daniel. Can you share some of the answers from your interview?
okay. I'll just come to the PowerPoint here. Okay. Okay. Here. Okay, so I put it in my notes because otherwise it will be too much writing. I'll just share 5 of them.
Okay.
Okay, so the first answer was, my first question was, why did you decide to become an aerospace engineer? The answer was, I wanted to be an aerospace engineer because I wanted to be an astronaut and I was good at math and science. Second question was, how many years did you study? Her answer was, my degree took 5 years, but that included a year of work, rotations with an aerospace company. Third question was, what is your main responsibility as an aerospace engineer? Her answer was, I worked on satellites, so my main responsibility was making sure that everything we built could withstand the trip to space. That included testing it for a wide range of temperatures and strong shaking. It would take a rocker launching into space. The fourth question was, what have you worked what you worked with spacecrafts? Have you worked with spacecrafts? Sorry. Um, what have you done? The answer was, I worked on parts of several satellites and also the tools astronauts use to fix things. So the fifth question was, do you think that higher investments will have an impact in space missions? How? Her answer was, yes, a high investment would allow us to go further, and to try more experiments, which I think would improve our lives on Earth.
Okay, thank you, Daniel.
Thank you. So just come here. Okay, any more questions? Okay, here. Do you have any more questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
So it's actually not a question, it's a suggestion. So is it fine?
Yes.
For the sources, it would be better if you could use MLA citation because it's actually ideal.
Yes. So what I was told is all the if all people were anonymous, I cannot just say let's say make up a name and then say websites, then the link, then the name. So I could not really do that. I wanted to, but then it will just be kind of confusing if let's say I made up names.
But then you could just put the organization or the actual link like NASA instead of the person.
It is here the links.
No, for like uh, so I'll just I can just show you an MLA citation website which you can use later if you need.
Thank you. That will be very helpful. Yes, so if you have any more questions, I will be here after that. After my break, I will just spend some time outside from 10 to 10:20, and then um, you can send a message to me on Teams, and then I can just answer. So thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. It was a wonderful presentation.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Bye.
thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
I wanted
Thank
to ask
you.
one, can I ask you one question?
Yes.
You said you were writing to some big companies. Have any replied to you yet?
I don't think so.
Okay. And then I also wanted to tell you, I really liked how you made the connection in the beginning between like watching movies about space and then getting interested in space exploration, because I kind of made like a personal connection myself. So
Thank
thank you
you.
very much for the presentation. I enjoyed it.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.